Hello, 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 hello. This working? I don't know if I'm coming through that mic or not. Check. Hello. I don't think that's working. We shall see. Oh, we got one person on. Can you hear me? Hey, what's up? It's over Elvis. Hey, Chris. Hey, there's Brock. Hey, Brock. Awesome. Can you hear this when I do this? Or is the mic not working? Am I going through the internal mic? What up? Cool. All right. Does it sound good? Does it sound good, everybody? Got some folks in here. Hey, do a review on the Topping PA5. I think I've got one on the way. Hey there, Thomas. Donald. Okay, so I don't think this mic's working. We'll just roll it. Roll with it. Brock says I sound good. Brian Boulden. Boudin. What's up, Brian? Brian knows where I'm at. I have the ELAC UB52s. Is it worth it? Or get the reference? Stick with the 52s. I actually think they're better than the reference. Steve Zedman. Hey, buddy. Why don't you stick around? It's not too late over there. Yamos are all on super clearance. I'll have to link those. I like Yamos. I don't know if they're coming out with something new or if it's just, I don't know. Hello, Alexander Murdoch. I like where you went with the DIY speaker case. Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. I had a good time. They're fun. Take your time, though. They can get kind of frustrating sometimes. Yummy, yummy. Subs are like 50 to 60% off, and you can get the surround in a box for $230. Yeah, that's a good deal. Now, once you get them, just leave them. Otherwise, the vinyl covering will come off. Does the RTR sound better than Delta Sigma DACs? It can, if it's done well. Yeah, it sure can. I think the Denafret sounds pretty awesome. Are there passive home theater subs with gain knobs? No. No. The gain would be in your amplifier. Glad you brought back your sponsor. Thanks, Tom. You have coffee in that Coke bottle? No, this is just Coke right now. I'm in a hotel though, so I got the coffee maker right back here. I'll make coffee tomorrow morning. Yeah. Hey there. Just started watching the channel. Really appreciate your work. T. Mark Bentley. Well, buddy, I appreciate your watching. I really do. I have a gun gear multi-bit. Sounds good. That's good. Thanks. Thank you for bringing back the sponsors. Cheap hotel? No. It's not super expensive. It's not cheap though. It's in the middle of nowhere. Since you're on the road again, whose version do you like most? Randy, whose version do you like most? Version of what? Robin? Version of what? I have 4 subs in Run Room. I'm looking for a good way to get the RCAs to each. Maybe like a preamp. To like switch them? A lot of subs have a RCA in and an RCA out, so you can daisy chain them. What do you do for a living? My gut is sales. Kind of. I'm not going to be doing it for long, though. This YouTube thing's been working out. Nice. NFJ. Also known as Brian Woodruff. I don't know what that means. Every man says I just bought Headphone Aries 2 and feel bad about spending so much, but it sure sounds good. Oh, we're popping down. All right, we got a lot of folks in here. Chris is an electrician. You don't have to do a super chat. If you want to do a super chat, though, I will definitely make sure that I read your question or your comment. Otherwise, I'm going to have to scroll back up. And don't feel compelled, though. I think he means the song on the road. Oh, Willie Nelson. Yeah, I got you. Thanks, William. Sometimes I can be a bit dense. Your reviews. Oh, someone just dropped in. Dean Chisholm with $50. Dean, do you want to ask a question? Because like for $50, I'll answer whatever you want me to answer. Thank you, Dean. Okay, yeah, on the road again. We got. I figured that out finally. Because of my good friend William. Your reviews are entertaining, and you're usually spot on. Well, thank you. Even broke watches right twice a day. I bought the JBL A130s at your recommendation a few months ago, and I've loved them. Getting the center channel since it was on sale. Very cool. Those are good speakers, man. I love those. I need to put those back up. Oh, Louis texted me. Very nice. Hold on. Let me text Louis back. I'm going to tell him I'm live. I'm live, Louis. I'm live. Jump on. There we go. Go back here. That's not the one. Go back to Chrome. Here we go. All right. Also, Mookie M20 was down to 79 through a front ported bookshelf. So their powered version of that, not very good. Their two-way is pretty good. Very good. Any recommendations for reducing woofer flutter when playing vinyl loud? Subsonic filter. Did you play around with the subsonic filter on the i5? Yeah. Yes. Usually if I have a subsonic filter, I'd turn it on. For sure. My wife even enjoys the cheap audio. Oh, Chuck, is Cedro 29? Thank you, Chuck. I haven't seen you for a while. Brandon Hall, $5. Thanks for the fun and informative videos. Always enjoy them. Thank you, Brandon, for helping out. How big of a print bed do you have on your? I don't have a 3D printer. All my 3D printing is done by John S. He is the wizard when it comes to 3D printing. Any three-way or large driver two-way that you would work as a dedicated shop speaker? Well, you can put anything in the shop, really. I mean, if you want something super loud, I don't have a lot of experience with three-ways. Two-ways, I do. I don't know how much you want to spend. There's a lot of good stuff out there. If you can get a hold of them, the old ELAC debut B6s, they're cool. They throw out a lot of sound. Yeah. My wife just made me fix the dryer instead of buying new audio gear. I can relate to that. I fixed my dryer one time. It was like $12. When will they make a cheap enough surround sound receiver for you to review? I've actually reviewed a couple way back when. Marantz NR1711, a Denon one, and a Sony one. Yeah, I think so. They're from a while ago. They weren't cheap. The Denon was pretty. The Denon and the Sony were pretty cheap. Thanks for making this channel. It is absolutely perfect the way it is. Thank you, Trog Mofi. Bose is a good for a shop garage. They are good for filling a bigger area of sound. Well, there you go. Richard McCoy has spoken. Richard McCoy hath spoken. Hello, Richard. How's it up there in North America? North America. Let's go. Louis. Evening, all good people. That's what Louis says. Talk about salt of the earth people. That's Louis Sipes. He's the saltiest of all the people. He's a good person. Aren't you, Louis? You're the best. Louis the best. Louis is on all of our Sunday night patron-only Zooms. You should join us. Get to meet Louis. Dean Chisholm, just an overdue contribution for the work you do on value audio and vendors. Dean, I appreciate that very, very, very much. You're very kind, my friend. Very kind. What's your favorite receiver with phono input under $300? That's a tough one. I don't know if there is one under $300 that I like. Denon PMA 600 NE is pretty good. I think that's around $400 though. How much to be a Patreon? Chris, $3 if you want to. 3, 5, 10, whatever you want. Patreon.com/cheapaudioman. $3. You can sign up, check out the Zoom. If you don't like it, quit. Won't be charged anything. JB has some garage filling towers. There you go. The Polk S20s. So if you can get a Polk S20, that's perfection for garage speakers. Also, the new Polk T20s. They're very good too. I just saw this and I was looking for a streaming DAC. Saw you had a fun experience in Providence. I have many military and Providence stories. It was so skeevy. This is weird because I was just talking about Providence the other night with my buddy. I was talking about the whole summer in Rhode Island. There's a story there. There's a whole video. I could just talk about that whole summer in a video. Yeah. How about making tier list of cheap Chinese amp brands? Just brands based on quality, not equipment models. AIMA, SMSL, Topping, Savage, Fuzzy Audio. Pretty much in that order. What's your opinion on a good computer desktop listening setup, 2-way or 2.1 for under $1,000? Ooh, you got a lot of options there. Let's see. Let me unpack that for Bradford Russ. Do you need a DAC? All right, let's see. You want to go super cheap, AIMA A08. I think that's $120. That gives you a USB DAC, also gives you Bluetooth. Not that you need that on a desktop. And then speakers, depends on what you like. Something good. Sony's SSCS5s, they're a bit bass light though, so you'd want something with some tone controls. If you got the budget for the Polk R100, they're the littler ones. They're really good. About $600 though. Loxg, yeah, Jeremy brought that one up. Very good. Louis, Richard, okay. Hey, Randy, I just got my Aries 2, and your review is spot on. I haven't even burned it in. Speaking of DACs, what would be better to use, the digital coax connection or the Tosley? Chuck, try them both out. See what you think, man. I haven't really tried to A/B the differences between the coax and the Tosley. I've used both of them, though. I think they're both good. But if you have it, just try them both out. Yeah, Louis says he can't tell the difference. I can't really either. What do you think of the shit turntable? I haven't heard it. Hey, are you near Omaha? Sean? Yes, I am. Actually, I might be in Omaha tomorrow night. I certainly am. What's up? Aesthetic XX. Yo. All right, let's scroll back up here. The new Rotel A12 Mark II looks pretty great. Not quite cheap audio man territory, but a good package. Yes, I may be getting a Rotel in, which I'm excited about. Very excited about that. Omaha is brought to you by Sith Audio. That's right, the College World Series by Sith Audio. Have you ever tried the HE6SE? Seems like it would be something you'd like. I haven't. No. Hey, so I just got a pair of 250 ohm headphones and an amp for them. If I cannot hear any crackling, is it worth it to buy a DAC? Like, will it make the sound even better? What are you running into your phono amp right now, Tyler? And hopefully I'll see you come back around. But yes, I mean, if you're using like the 3.5 millimeter out of your computer into RCA into the amp, you'll hear a difference. But if the amp already has a DAC in it, probably not. Depends on the DAC though. In my truck on the road, but in middle of nowhere, Arkansas, headed to Minneapolis. Very cool. Drive safe, buddy. Hey, I have a question. Have you compared cheap DVD players with coax outs to expensive CD transport? David, I have not. But I just bought a 4K UHD Blu-ray player for $150. And I'm going to compare that digital out against a $600 CD player. So I'm going to do that very thing very soon. I just bought a used set of Boston Acoustics VRM 80. What's a good amp to push them with? I don't know that speaker. How sensitive is it? Do you know? Do you think the Edition XS and the Verum one are both worth owning, or are they similar? They're pretty similar. I'll say that the Edition XS, to my ear, has a bit more oomph on the bottom, a little bit more bass. Um, if they're worth, I mean, I like them both, but I don't know, man. It's up to you. I mean, I hate to say it, I like Verum. He's been very nice to me. Um, but the Edition XS, I mean, you got return policies, you got warranties, you got a lot of stuff that you may not get with Verums, or at least it won't be readily available. Is Shit's awaited new CD player a pure transport or DAC player? I don't know. I think Jason mentioned that in the interview we did. I don't remember if he said I think he said CD transport. So I would imagine it might be a CD transport, although they are a DAC company, so it would make sense if they put a DAC in their CD player. NFJ, $10. Thank you very, very much. Here in Wyoming, people say that Utah blows and Nebraska sucks, and that's why it's so darn windy here. I, of course, don't share that opinion. Well, I think I've heard that one before. Just got a Clips RP51M. What's a good amp for it in a powered sub? Depends on your budget for a sub. I think JBL's got some really good subs on sale. I think Sony may have some subs on sale. You can also look at the Polk PSW10. Usually they're around $100. As far as an amp for those clips, anything's going to drive them. They're very efficient. If you can get something that's a little bit warm, thick, like a Denon, it may balance those out a bit better. Have you ever heard reviewed Emotiva? Yes, I have. A lot. I love the Emotiva stuff. Have you tried Raspberry Pi Streamer into AVR HDMI? I have not. Will it use AVR DAC to output TV? So if you plug it into HDMI, it will use the AVR DAC. It will. Although I've never tried it that way. The German YouTuber Drakenlord said that MP3 is better than a CD player, and you should use an MP3 player. It's better. Okay. What's the throughput on an MP3? 240 kilobits per second. Throughput on a CD is 1600 kilobits per second. So if we're just talking about pure data transfer, then CD is going to trump MP3 all day long. However, if it's a very well recorded MP3, it can sound better, but there's a lot more into it than you can't. Someone just can't say MP3 is better than CD. They can't, because arguably the CD passes much more data. Then you have power supplies, you have how the recording's made. There's a whole bunch of stuff. And to say that MP3 is better than CD, MP3 is only better than CD because you can fit more than 12 tracks of an MP3 onto a CD. Really? And so what are we even talking about? Because you can put MP3s on a CD, right? So that's a tough thing to say. I don't agree with it, though. I think there's more to that question or statement than anything else. But I'm taking, if I have the choice between MP3 or the same track on FLAC, 1644.1, I'm taking FLAC every day, twice on Sunday. Is there a better sounding front stage than the T2 Plus towers and the C2 Plus center speakers for that price range? I don't know. I mean, it depends on what type, it depends on like your personal listening habits or desires. I like the T2 Plus. I like the C2 Plus. They can be a bit spicy on top sometimes. So maybe EQ those a bit. Also, it's going to depend upon what type of receiver you have on them. I love the Emotiva stuff, though. Some people may find it a bit fatiguing. T2 Plus, you can aim them right straight into the room. No towing required, though. Sean sent me an email. He's in Gretna. Love to meet you. Coffee, beer, hear my system. No pressure. Let me know. All right, buddy. I will. What do you think about 320 kilobits per second MP3? I'm sure it's great. Just like Spotify can sound awesome. They can all sound awesome. But I can't hear a difference between a 320 kilobit per second track and a 1644.1 FLAC track that passes about 1200 to 1600 kilobits per second. I can hear it. Now, beyond that, I can't really hear anything. So I can hear a difference between MP3 and CD if we're talking about throughput. And we assume that CD is 1644.1. I can hear that difference. It's minimal, but I can hear it. After that, I can't really hear anything. So going up 24.192, 24.96, masters, any of that, I can't really hear it. I think it also depends upon what streaming service you're using, because I think streaming services do put a little bit of magic sauce on all their stuff. So Tidal may sound a little bit different than Amazon, may sound a little bit different than Apple, and so on and so forth. Ultimately, it's up to you. The good news is that there's no right answer to this. If you like Spotify, Spotify. If you like MP3s, good. Pack a whole bunch of MP3s on a CD or on a hard drive. You get more music that way. It doesn't really matter. One's not better than the other, unless you were talking about pure objective data transfer. Then in that case, then CD is always going to be better. FLAC, ALAC, WAVE, they're always going to be better than MP3 because there's more data to work with. But there's great sounding MP3s. Finn McCool says, I prefer Amazon and Tidal. My whole system was purchased based on reviews. Emotiva TA1, RP600M, Nemo, Propaganda, $9.99. Thank you, Nemo. You should have saved all that and bought spam with it. And then low sodium spam. Made yourself put it on the griddle, warm it up, take a nice piece of American cheese, slap that on top, hear it sizzle, wait for it a little bit, and slap that between two pieces of white Wonder Bread. Down the hatch. Maybe put a little mustard on there. Nemo, Propaganda. Wonderful channel. Wonderful guy. Great dude. Check him out. Knows more about subs than probably anybody out there. Nemo Propaganda. I'm not telling you to go there because he's awesome. Good stuff. Is spam actually meat? Damn right it is. It may not be wrapped around a bone per se, but it's processed meat, like a hot dog. Like Velveeta. Only not meat. Velveeta's cheese. Would you like to talk about other things and processed meats and cheese? Because I could talk about that all night. I really could. It's yummy. Yummy. Chop that up, cube it up. So cube up some spam, put that in some baked beans, heat it up, cube up some Velveeta, throw that in. Tell me that's not life-changing. Yeah. Louis, what do you think about spam? Louis, you like spam? There's Atmos encoded tracks on Amazon. Yes, there are. Why big on spam? I'm sorry. I'm going on a bird walk with spam. Velveeta. Yeah. Is your car fast enough to outrun the winter weather heading your way per the forecast? I don't know. You might get stuck here for a while. They know how to hunker down, though, in Nebraska in the brutal winter storms. Peeled potatoes and eggs. Now we're talking. I use chunks of spam as earplugs, and then my wife starts talking to me. Yeah. Audio Lab. Tidal just upgraded everyone to hi-fi because the hi-fi account is now for Atmos stuff and stuff. I've been listening more Tidal on the Raspberry Pi. I dig it. I like them all, though. I mean, there's not really one. I mean, I spend the most time with Amazon. It's cheap. I have a family Tidal subscription, though, for myself and some of my friends. Yeah, I like it. I've been using Tidal a lot, though, on the Raspberry Pi streamer, which is fun. A Gen 2 Echo Link with a decent built-in Saber DAC and a high-res support would kill. I run a 3.5 millimeter RCA cable from a Qdelix Bluetooth into the back of mine, and it improves the sound considerably. Yeah, the Echo Links have horrible DACs. Horrible. This episode brought to you by Sith Audio's new audiophile grade spiced ham. I like that. Apple Music and Apple TV Plus, $15 a month. There you go. The only thing I don't like about Apple Music is it doesn't play natively with really any streamers, except for, ironically, to really stream Apple Music, you can do it through an Amazon device, but you have to do it through voice commands. And there's no link. Otherwise, you're going Airplay. And Airplay is a whole different animal. because it's passing through your device to the other device, and sometimes, depending upon the signal strength, you can actually crunch that down into AAC. Then, if you're doing so, AirPlay in theory does ALAC streaming, but if you have a FLAC file, then it's transferring it to ALAC and then sending it and then unpacking it on the other end in ALAC, and sometimes it does it in AAC. AirPlay's a weird animal. Have you played with your OSD neural speaker? I have. I did. I put a 3 ohm resistor on it. Changed the sound considerably. Calmed it down quite a bit. That was it, though. I just literally soldered a resistor in there, shoved it back together, turned it on, put it in mono, had the other one that I didn't put a resistor on, and then put them back and forth, which one I like better. The one with the resistor sounds a ton better. Any phono cartridge reviews coming? I'm curious about upgrading from the Ortofon to M Blue. Well, I do have the 2M Blue stylus in. That's probably going to be. I already know that I love that. Love that cart though. I don't know. What are you looking at, Joseph, to upgrade to? That's about the extent of like my cartridge experience is the 2M Blue. Anything beyond that, I just haven't heard. So, yeah. I want to challenge Nemo to a quarter-mile race. The winner gets to keep his monoblocks. All right. We have to see if Nemo takes that challenge. 2M Blue cart need not upgrade. Yeah, I agree. Is splurging for a pair of headphones with balanced inputs worth it versus regular 3.5? No. I mean, there's going to be a bit of an improvement with balanced, depending upon your setup. But no, any headphone that has dual inputs can be run balanced. You just need to buy a cable. So any of the monoprice stuff, Focal stuff, pretty much anything that I've reviewed recently all has separate inputs into each ear. So the only thing you'd have to do is get the same connections for the ear cups and then a balanced connection on the other end. Curious about moving coil. I don't know anything about moving coil. All right. Bought from my office the ELAC Unified 2.0 UB52 pair with the SVS SB 1000 Pro because of your review. I liked it so much that I've just purchased the same gear for our bedroom. Thanks. It's a good setup, man. It's hard to beat that. Have you used the speak feature function much on Spotify Connect? I have not. Nemo says you will not win. Nemo, he's got some big old calves. Nemo probably can do 4.6, 40. That's probably what Nemo runs. Maybe 4.7. He maybe lost a tenth of a second in his old age. Have you tried upgrading the Sony speakers? Yes. And I need to do a few more tweaks to it because there's still some, I think we can eke a little bit more performance out of them, but they're truly remarkable with the upgrades as is. I have to go back in there. I have to make sure I got it because I get kind of excited, so I just shove a crossover in there so it's not like perfectly put down, and I need to put some more polyfill in it. And there's some other stuff I need to do with the tweeter to bring it out just a bit, but fantastic for really, really incredible. Do you use a CPAP machine? No. Strange question. Is it because I'm breathing heavy? Probably so. Apple expected to announce a new lossless wireless standard, but will probably be specific to their products as usual. Yeah, could be. I mean, in theory, it's going to be lossless, right? Or in theory, it's going to be able to pass the same amount of data that a lossless stream or CD would use. Doesn't mean it's always going to work that way. In theory, LDAC can do something very similar. Sorry, got a message. Moving coil is awesome, but not cheap. When is the last time you went full near field and cranked Whole Lot of Love from Led Zeppelin? It will divide your frontal cortex in half 3 ways on a horizontal plane, right along your what is it? Occipital protuberance? No, that's back there. I do have a whole lot of love on my test tracks though, and I listen mostly in near field. Why do I want to buy a new turntable if I know I probably won't use it? You shouldn't, Bob. Am I getting in on this conversation? Like, hey Cam, which speaker would you pick between used Polk RT I4 and a new Mookie? Probably the Polk. That's probably what I would do. I can't remember the RTI 4s though, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna beat the Mookie. Polk. Got an ordo. Oh, something happened. Does Windows do LDAC like a computer? I don't know. A lot of Android devices do. Samuel Barr coming at us all the way from the Big Easy. The dude with the new shit headphone stack and Emotiva headphones. You're recommended. Cool. I hope you're enjoying it. That's a good setup. Rumor Apple going to use ultra wideband tech instead of Bluetooth. Cool. Good for them. That is going to be cool. I like the RTA line, but not the little bookshelf. It's too bright. How many decades has there been two types of banana plugs? Had to order another set of speaker cables with the banana plugs that don't have the spring. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Emotiva Eagle Plus stack? I haven't heard it. Ooh, Tyler Cheeseman dropping in $10. Rando and Nemo need another collab. I keep asking him, but he keeps pushing me off. He keeps saying his schedule's full. Yeah. Concerning Raspberry Pi, there's only two pies I like. I like cherry and apple. Really, anything. Possible Emotiva A2 Mini sound review comparison in the works. Awesome. Thank you. Keep it up. So I had to send mine back, but they're sending me another one sometime. Heard the SMSL D300 DAC. I don't know. Nemo said lies. I will gladly get on a live stream or do a Zoom with Nemo whenever he wants to do it. CSS Crichtons versus Bowers and Wilkes and Buchard. I haven't heard the Bowers and Wilkes. I haven't heard the Buchard. So I don't know. I do like the Crichtons though. I think the B&Ws may be a little bit too bright for my taste personally, but I'm not saying that it's a bad speaker. I like the Crichtons because they're detailed, but they're not in your face. I like that. Plus, it has a remarkable amount of bass for a bookshelf speaker. Is my 10-year-old DAC Magic Plus now a POS compared to what I could buy now for half the price? I don't know. I don't know what type of DAC chip you have in there. I don't know how it was implemented. And oftentimes the DAC chip, even though there may be newer and better ones, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to sound better. I mean, a lot of times it's op amp. A lot of times you're hearing op amps more than the actual DAC chip itself. So it depends on the power supply, and it depends on the op amps, and it depends on how it was all implemented. I would imagine that the DAC Magic Plus was probably implemented pretty well. So it probably sounds pretty good. My only advice is to find a DAC that you are interested in and it has a return policy. Buy it, AB it, see if you like it. If you don't, send it back. If you do, keep it. Dun, dun, dun. Ever watch OCD Hi-Fi Guy? I think I've watched part of one of his videos. Truck driver, watching you in my sleeper in Detroit. Ooh, I've been to Detroit a few times. Really a nice city. Downtown Detroit's really been revitalized and it was gorgeous. All right. Michael, thanks for being out there. Doing what you do, buddy. Having an ordo red on a MMF 2.2, like a perfect carbon. The Cambridge CXA 81 and a Clear Audio Nano. I'm using Emacs Davey Ref. Any MC, buddy, I'm not good on it on carts. I don't know moving coil at all. Oh, all right, we pop down. Hey, John Vilradi, thank you very much. Thanks. Thank you, Michael. Nemo, talking about that guy. I didn't know that guy was a dealer. Maybe things make sense now. 200 watts of good clean power. What's your suggestion? Emotiva? I think A2. I know the GPA Gen 3 puts out a monumental amount of power. I think it's 200 watts into 8, like 400 something. It's expensive though. XPA Gen 3, 200 watts, good clean power. Other than that, you could look at the Akatika GT102, but you'd have to run that bridged. So you'd have to get 2 of them. And I think you'll get 100 watts into 8 and then 200 watts into 4. So it depends on the impedance of your speakers. But yeah, Emotiva is probably the best bang for your buck. There's another outfit called, I can't remember. Someone emailed me about them yesterday. Samuel Barr, $5. What are your thoughts on the new Outlaw receiver and their bookshelf speakers? I haven't checked it out. I've always wanted something from Outlaw. I can't have a cup of coffee without thinking about Randy. I'm sorry, David. That sounds like a horrible existence. But I guess you could think about it. Worse things. Randy, have you tried other DACs from Denafrips? I have not, Chuck. Just the Aries too. It's kind of as expensive as I feel comfortable right now. I think Nemo's tried, I don't know, the Pontus, maybe? I think British Audiophile. Terrence tried the Pontus. He's had both, I think. Do you prefer the GR XLS Encore better than the ELAC Uniforms? Yes. Although ELACs hit harder and go deeper. Probably soundstage a bit better. Overall, though, the XLS Encore is pretty hard to find a fault with. If you're a bass head, though, they're not going to get low down there. They're pretty fantastic, though. I think he's out of stock on tweeters, though. Big dreams. Love your channel. Just got the Emotiva T1 Plus delivered today. And gotten bookshelf speakers 2 weeks ago. Like them so much, I got the towers. Very good. Whoa, we just popped down. I play electronic drums. What type of earbuds do you recommend? Yeah, John? I don't know, man. Really, pretty much any of them are going to do an okay job. Percussion. I'll tell you, one of the best sounding earbuds I've heard with percussion is actually the Sennheiser IE300s. Does a fantastic job with percussion. Also look at the 7Hz Timeless. Very good with percussion too. Neither one of them are cheap though. Cheaper ones, you could look at the KZ Zex Pro or the KZZS. I can't remember. Hey, Randy, hope you're having a good start to the new year. Thank you, Lewis. So far, so good. I've got some old audio source surround speakers. Cool. Very cool. All right. Hey, bud, dig your channel. Quick question. I picked up a used Beogram 1800 from the 80s, missing a cart for $150. Was the Soundsmith SMMCF cartridge worth the $200? Oh, buddy, you might as well be speaking Mandarin. I think you got a vintage turntable, and I think you got a vintage cart. I don't know, though. I don't know anything about those things, unfortunately. There we go. Audio source amps are best bang for the buck. Tough to beat and overlooked. Phoenix Gold, owned, by the way. Cool. There you go. I haven't had either of them. How about a shit DAC preamp EQ with Akatika 102 amp to 2 floor speakers with 15-inch woofer, 6-inch mids, and 2-inch tweeters, 1 ribbon and 1 horn. Thoughts? I think that sounds like a really nice Friday night. That's what that sounds like. Get yourself a 12-pack of Coke Zero, pop some popcorn, Put on Terminator 2, blow your face off. Sounds awesome. Not blow your face off like with a weapon, but with the movie and the audio from the movie. Guns N' Roses on the soundtrack. Good stuff. Okay. Someone built a streamer, but it just popped up. Oh, hold on. Built a Pi streamer with a touchscreen. I like it, but it's a little temperamental. Need to leave it on and leave it alone. Crashes sometimes. Using Modi 2 Uber with it. Are you running Wi-Fi, Mark? Because when I took a travel router and I took the Ethernet out of the travel router. So the Pi thinks it's hardwired, but it's really not hardwired. Mine's been super stable. I don't know what you're running for an operating system, but on the latest update of Volumio, I haven't really had any issues after I got it up and running. Are the LCD X 2021 good? What does $10 Patreon get? ZF James, I think $10. We can Zoom a couple of times. I mean, frankly, though, anybody that's a Patreon or patron, if they ask me to Zoom with them, I'll Zoom with you. It just depends on what you want to contribute. You want to contribute $3? Contribute $3. I mean, I'll answer any questions you have. LCD X. I don't think I have the 2021 version, but they're very good. So yeah. The Hyphaman Edition XS though, that was pretty similar. Although the LCD X has more bass. It was a little bit slammier. Okay, not with a weapon, but with a movie. All right, thank you. I'm glad I made Adam laugh. I didn't want to like imply. Yeah, hardwired. Ooh, hardwired and it's temperamental, Mark. That sucks. Are you running Volumio? And if you are, have you flashed a new version of it? I would suggest doing that and seeing what you get because I haven't had any issue. It's been actually flawless. Mark is running Volumio. Yeah, so I would look at which revision you have on there and see if there's a newer one. I've had good luck. I've heard horror stories from other people though. So I think it all depends, unfortunately. Is Ron still having issues? Ron is back to work. I think he'll probably be coming out with something very soon. Hey, Randy, if you have the chance, try out the Ortofon 2 in bronze. Awesome moving magnet, especially for listening to rock. Ooh, I like rock. People hit the like button. Only way YouTube knows it should promote the channel. Thanks, Big Dreams. We got 169 people in here, though. That's a lot. Twin Falls, Idaho. Monoprice has their towers on sale for $120. Are you doing any room treatment? No. Furniture, rug. Yeah, I'm not that advanced. And I have like 4 or 5 rooms, and I listen to speakers in all different rooms, so they all have all different sound characteristics. And at the end of the day, they pretty much sound the same as they did in any room. So I think room treatment's great. One of my patrons, Mark Cochran, says one of the best things you can do for room treatment, and he did a study, or someone did a study, is a thick towel. Hang a thick towel, put it on the wall, or put it into a frame, or what have you. And some people put like a suspended ceiling tile, kind of like, that foamy stuff. Put that behind it. Cheap room treatment. $10. ZF James. Consider this a small addition to my current $10 Patreon. Oh, thank you, man. Love your content. Also, if you want to try my Monarch, sometimes I'd be interested in sending them over. Very cool. Well, James, thank you for your support, brother. Or sister. I don't know. Or it could be a tree. I don't know what you identify with. Do you think THX amps like the Z89 are still affordable solid state winners in 2022? I think I have the 789. No, I take that back. I sent that to a patron. I have something similar that has similar specs, but I have heard like 3 different THX amps. And they're very neutral, and I think they're very good, but personally, for me, I like a little bit of warmth, a little bit of personality. And I think the 789s are perfect at being completely dead neutral, low noise floor, just completely dead neutral, no coloration. I like a little color. I like a headphone amp to have a little bit of personality. So, um, for my purposes, I'll listen to the X Duo little tube amps, MT602, 604. I love the Gashelli Labs E2, although that's only a balanced. There's a Lox G, not a Lox G, a Soncause I just did that I really liked. I'll put it to you this way: I haven't been going to grab for the THX amps anytime recently. Oh, we pump way down. I've got a beam on my ceiling, and I swear it helps. Probably does, Roof Pizza. Probably does. I mean, really anything in a room helps. James, you rock, man. What's the day job? I castrate ostriches across the Great Plains. You'd be surprised how many ostriches there are in Iowa and Nebraska. If you're into blues music, check out the first CD from Tab Benoit. Really well recorded. I'll tell you what's really well recorded is some Chesky stuff. Man, Steve Gutenberg got me hooked up with those guys. They sent me some stuff. That stuff is remarkably recorded. It is crazy how good that is. Who wins in a fight, Tool or Metallica? I'm sorry. I love Tool, but I love Metallica. Catch you again next time. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Noble profession, Randy. Someone's got to do it. You know, it's honest work. Any plans to review the Sing Xer? Some say it's better than the TH1. I haven't talked to them. They haven't sent me anything. Ginger Hermit, 1999. What up? Safe travels and keep your scalpel sharp for the ostriches. I usually use a pliers, a machete, grab, whack, and take a piece of hot iron, cauterizes the wounds. What's your hotel vending vice? Cool Ranch Doritos every time. You know what? I don't actually eat much of the vending food. Hold on, gotta type a message. I'm on a live stream now. Dun, dun, dun. All right. You shot on the best streamer, huh? Best streamer. I don't know what I did. Preferred speaker components for hi-fi. I don't know if I know what that means. Tragically hip. Preferred speaker components. Are you talking about drivers? I like a paper woofer, soft dome tweeters. Generally what I like. Tough question. Pick one set of speakers, one amp, receiver, and room size to listen to the rest of your life with no other option. End of the world scenario. What comes to mind? Okay. DAC is Denver Freps Aries 2. Amp, preamp, Akitika PT102, GT102. Speakers are going to be the ELAC Unified 2.0. Done. It could change tomorrow, but that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm taking with me on the desert island. DIY speakers, what components would you prefer to build with? That's what I would. Some type of paper cone, soft dome tweeter, and then pretty top end, decent air core inductors, non-inductive resistors, good caps. That's what I do. Would it be awesome to see a live chat with you and Sean? Yeah, I should see what Sean's up to. Do you use AudioQuest cables? I do not. No, I do not use AudioQuest. What's the song or album you play when you just want to turn your brain off and enjoy life? I love Mumford and Sons when I'm kind of calm and want to hang out. There's a lot of stuff going on. I love Adele. I like so much stuff. I'll put Led Zeppelin just on kind of random on a streamer. I really like Led Zeppelin. Um, trying to think what else I really enjoy. Nirvana, Pearl Jam, um, Metallica, obviously. I listen to a lot of Seven Dust on the way up here. Which streamer would you take on your desert island? Probably the Blue Sound. What headphone amp do you like best for IEMs? Desert islands have no internet. That's a good point. Yeah, I probably should take a CD player, a bunch of CDs or electricity. Although you may be able to rig up some type of generator. Favorite Led Zeppelin song? Kashmir. Sorry, I could go through them, but Kashmir probably my favorite one. Temple of the Dog. Oh yeah, that was a Chris Cornell project. Now that you have had more experience in this world of hi-fi, have you revisited your original dissatisfaction with the LS50? I haven't. I haven't heard them. I think they could be good with the right amp pairing and with the subwoofer. They have no bass though. I mean, say what you will about the LS50, but it's a half a speaker, but 3/4 of a speaker at best. It's not a full speaker. I mean, it rolls off like it's 70, 80 hertz. So, I mean, it's crystal clear, image as well, but there's a lot of information below 70 hertz. Wow, the Elex with the Crichtons. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, if I don't know, I might probably take the Crichtons. But I mean, if you're not building a speaker, though, I mean, factory speaker is probably my favorite. Right here. Looking for a small form factor surround receiver, tall more than deep. I don't know, man. I wish like they have Class D amplification has come so far. Like, I don't know why they don't take that and then put it in a small, maybe even a vertical form factor for AV receivers. Probably because they don't have the tooling for it, because they pump those things out like crazy, and there's no one can get a receiver because of supply chain issues. John Shepler. John, we were just talking about, someone was asking me about 3D printing, and I said, you're the 3D printing wizard. I have no 3D printing abilities. John does, though. John's the father of Octopus. Yeah. Yeah, John. You should give me a link, and then I can share it out, and people can put orders. Excuse me. I need that Sith audio mug. Too good not to get. They're available. They take a long time to print, though. I'm talking to a guy tomorrow about merchandise. I think I'm taking over merchandise because I don't trust YouTube, or I don't trust YouTube's vendors. Ed! I just about knocked the thing over. I got so excited to see Ed. Lewis Moore, we got people. Ed, did you get the Morants? Okay, now I'm going back to Lewis. Appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Keep doing what you do. P.S. Thanks to you, my wife let me upgrade for our soundbar. That's awesome. Win-win. Win-win. Song to be played at my funeral. I don't know. Bette Midler. Wind Beneath My Wings. They try to make me go to rehab. Amy Winehouse. I don't know. People Are Strange. Finn McCool said cringe. I don't know what that means. The Rain song. Oh, very good. I like that. Blackened. Yeah, that'd be great. Our family would appreciate that. What's next? Let's go back up here. Do you watch Yellowstone? No, but my wife does. I always hear her in the room because they're spewing dreadful profanities, and the young children are in the other room. I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, I'm watching Yellowstone. I use the F word a lot. Emotiva MC1 sound processor. Just added some Class D amps. There you go. What else? What else? What else, everybody? Y'all have been very, very nice tonight. It's been fun. Have you heard about balanced RCA? No, I haven't. I've heard RCA to TRS or Pentagon, XLR to Pentagon, XLR to TRS. Never heard balanced RCA though. Where are they going to put the other signal? RCAs is just a jacket and a signal. You need two signals for balanced. All right, we got a funeral playlist. It's a little bit morbid, but we're going to talk about it. My funeral playlist is Amazing Grace, all right, on bagpipes. Deaf Heaven's Vertigo, and David Lee Roth's cover of Just a Gigolo. Then shoot me out of a cannon in the Ohio River. I actually swam in the Ohio River. 2.2 miles. Ironman, Louisville. Swam right down the Ohio River. Have you heard of the Triangle Bro 8s? No, I have not. I'm a week in, paired with Cambridge. Thumbs up. There you go. Dreams I'll Never See, Molly Hatchet version. What would be your preferred low volume speaker for office environment preferences? Emotiva B1 Plus. Full show. Good sounding. There's one, I can't think of their name. I reviewed something there's early on. It's a direct to consumer speaker. It was a little bookshelf. It was very good. I can't remember. Hey Randy, what's your day job? Oh, Reloader Joe, you must have missed it. I castrate ostriches all across the Great Plains. Pliers, corn knife, whatever you want to call it, machete, and red hot piece of iron. Ed Dance, $15. Safe travels. Thank you. Eric, thank you for watching the content. Good day, Randy. What speakers would you like to be used at your funeral? I don't know. I heard the Fortes are pretty badass. PETA has entered the chat. I'm sorry. I'm not killing the ostriches. I'm just castrating them so they don't continue to spread their inferior DNA, and that only the really good male ostriches. It happens all the time. Cattle, sheep, pigs, dogs. Rubber bands work well, I hear. Just tough to get the offer though. So, yeah. Actually, we'd use rubber bands on sheep. Cam, the kangaroo killer. Nemo, I'm not killing any kangaroos. Actually, Nemo, we're going to talk about this real time. Nemo, YouTube channel idea. Me and you, collaborators, we call it Kangaroo Brothers. We both get a kangaroo, and then we film all the hijinks associated with the kangaroo, and then we cut it together and put it up on YouTube. Call it Kangaroo Brothers. You and I are going to be the Kangaroo Brothers. And sometimes we'll get them together, get the kangaroos together, and then we'll film it, make jokes and stuff, eat some spam. I think it's a winner. What do you think? Audiophile ostriches. Pink Floyd animals. Oh, last garage sale find was a pristine pair of Boston Acoustic CR9 for $10. Very nice. Nemo says yes. All right, we're in on the Kangaroo Brothers. Can you check like the permitting and stuff like that on that? What it takes to get a hold of a couple kangaroos, and then we'll sync up later and we'll talk about it. We're gonna make it happen. GoPros, bunch of GoPros everywhere. I think it can't lose. Thanks very much for. Sorry, that made me laugh. The Kangaroo Brothers thing is making me laugh inside. I can't think right now. All right. I got to get off the Kangaroo Brothers. All right, coming back. Thanks very much for suggesting the Sony SSCS5. I was really happy with them. What do you think of the center channel equivalent? I've heard the center channel is horrible, unfortunately. What I would suggest is if you want to run a center channel, buy 4 Sony SSCS5s, take one, put it in the closet, and then use those 3 as your front, center, and left. Right, center, and left. Or left, center, and right. Nemo's got the paperwork going tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Choi, DH. Video is sponsored by Sith out a Rocky Mountain ostrich soup. Greetings from Lubbock. What's up, Red Raider? Have you ever tried JBL 4312A? I have not. What time is it? 10:30. We might need to be calling it a night here, gents and ladies, if there's any in here. Or trees. Whatever. Any last minutes? Funeral speakers, Kef LS50. There you go. Just to make Cam mad and see him get bent out of shape. I have no problems if LS50s at my funeral. Just add a sub. Medium price Kangaroo Brothers audio cast. Yeah. Peace out. Peace out, Finn. Good night. Greeting from a former DFW resident and missing it. Very cool. Bob identifies as a carrot. Good. The orange vegetables, not a lot of you grow in the ground. Take care. Subliminal vibes. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Todd is a squirrel. Yeah. Very good. Thoughts on Polk ES50? I haven't heard the ES50. I've heard the ES15s. I liked them a lot. All right. We're going to call it. So, appreciate all your support. Thank you, everybody, for the super chats. May not have a new video out for a day or two. Maybe. Probably do something tomorrow. And you have a great week. I guess it's Thursday. Have a great weekend, right? All right. Good night, all. Good night.